Hmm. So I was going to say, actually, give me a user story, we call it, right? A case study of the use of the technology in the early stage and the first success that you had with it. So.
Oh, the very first success, gosh, yeah, I think it was 2003. This legendary coach at UCLA. My daughter wanted to play softball, right? I'd been coaching in my city for 3 years. I developed this software, and I wanted to coach the softball team. And the president of the league says, "Oh no, you can't coach softball. You're a baseball player. You're going to teach a baseball swing." And I said, "No, the swings are the same." And he didn't believe me. So I said, "All right, um, Sue Inquist at UCLA won 9 national championships. She was everything at UCLA. She's in the Hall of Fame." And so I said, "Well, I'll call her and have her call the president of the league." So I call her, and she calls me back. And I said, "Sue, I just need a favor. We were both in school at the same time. We never met each other. But, I told her where I was. And I said, 'Can you call the president of my league?' And she goes, 'Oh, no, Don, the swings are totally different.'" and I said, "Sue, I developed this software that can show you side by side with Alex Rodriguez and Albert Pujols and all the great hitters in Major League Baseball. I can take all your Olympians and all your All-Americans, and I can take their video and put it right on next door to it, and I can prove it to you." She goes, "All right, I'll be at your house tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. She shows up at 9 a.m. After the first hour, she goes, "Oh my God, they're all doing what you said they do, despite what I teach them." And she stayed till 6 o'clock. She missed practice at UCLA. She said, "It's more important that I learn before I go back and teach the kids." And a month after that, she calls me. She goes, "Don, we're going to blow the competition away. We've changed what we're doing out there, and we're going with what you're saying, and we blew them up." They won the next 2 national championships. She gets up on stage, and she goes, "I've been teaching wrong for 10 years. This is the legendary coach, Sue Inquist, right, in softball." And she gets up on stage and says, "I've been teaching wrong for 10 years, and this is what you got to use." And I'm telling you, I had never been to a softball convention, and I had this little 10 by 10 booth, and I mean, it was 30 people deep. And I had 2 other famous coaches get there first. And I showed them what they were teaching versus what I wanted them to teach, and both felt it, both understood it. One coach goes, "Oh, I'm in." Other coach goes, "Well, how do I go back and tell my kids I've been teaching them wrong for 3 years?" And Sue Inquist heard it. She goes, "If I can do it, you can."
That's a good story.
So it keeps going. So the next year, Sue's won 2 national championships in a row. The very next year, guess who's in the finals? That coach that said, "I'm in," against Sue Inquist, right?
Oh, wow.
So, actually, Michigan ends up winning. And so
who liked you more in that scenario at the end of the game?
Well,
someone got the upgraded version of the software. Okay.
What it is, I mean, I've always been about improving the game and making it more fun for the players. And to have fun, you've got to be successful.
Yeah.
If you can't hit, you're going to quit. But the very first thing, if you can't catch, is the number one thing that takes you out of the game. And throwing and then of course hitting. And as the levels go up, things get tougher and tougher. It's a big pyramid. You start with 3 million little leaguers, right? And then you go down to like 500,000 high school players. And you go to 50,000 college players. And then you eventually get up to the 750 major leaguers, right? Yeah. And that there's only 26 jobs, or actually now there's 60 jobs at the major league level for a catcher. Right? So that's the pyramid that you got to climb.
So let me ask you on the tech side, obviously you went from pictures to VCRs to DVDs to, base technology to identify the movements. What's your next obsession? Where are you taking it from here?
I started another company. Actually, I sold RightView Pro to Interactive Frontiers, or V1. They're the largest video analysis in golf. I mean, golf has the money because the Titleist, the manufacturers have the money to invest in R&D.
Right.
Where, major leaguers just by another player. You know, the major league teams, the owner just says, well, I need a better third baseman, right?
No.
So they don't really invest in technology and research and development like a manufacturer, like Formula One.
Right.
It's all about Formula One is about R&D. And, you know, the drivers of the cars are like experiments.
That's interesting.
And so,
but why is that? Why
There's
would
two
the
different-
manufacturers in the space of baseball wouldn't invest in their product R&D though?
well, no, I'm saying Titleist, it's all about the balls. Because
Okay.
you go out and you lose 5 balls every round. That's a lot of money.
Got
with
it.
that. Right.
Got it. Got
So
it.
they research, you know, all the clubs and all that stuff, and they want to find the best clubs for every player and all that stuff. So that's where the money comes in both golf and in, you know, Formula One,
Mhm.
right? Whereas, you know, an owner of a baseball team, like I said, their money doesn't go to research or even performance-based stuff. They're just going to buy the best players and put the best players on the field. That is changing. It has changed. If you look at the Dodgers, you look at the Atlanta Braves.
Mhm.
Now, what they're seeing is the technology. Just in the last 3-4 years, you can see some of the technology that they've brought out there that
Right.
takes the guesswork out of how I can help this player improve. Even with video, if you just looked at video, you're going to miss a lot of things. You don't know whether he can physically do what you're asking him to do because you haven't screened him. You don't know how efficient their swing is because you can't see the speed of their hips, the speed of their shoulders, the speed of the arms, and the speed of the bat, and how well they're working together. So what On Base U, the new company, is doing is we're training anybody that touches an athlete. We train, fitness people, medical field, coaches, hitters and pitching coaches, and we get them all to talk the same language. Then we teach them how to look at the swing to see if it's efficient. Now we physically screen them to see if they're even capable of making the moves that you want as a coach. So, I mean, me coaching I've coached for 20 years now. There's so many players that I can look backwards on and say, that's why I missed him. That's why I couldn't help him, is he physically couldn't do it. Or I didn't know how the kinematic sequence works. You know, think of a hitter as having gears, right? You've got your lower half, your hips, you've got your shoulders and how the shoulders work to get you on plane and rotate to speed up the hands, and then how the hands work, and then how the release of the bat works. So we can now look at how efficiently the energy goes through your body to generate bat speed, right? So it's those things that On Base U is now training. We've trained over 2,200 certified instructors across the country that all talk the same language. In baseball, I mean, think of the baseball coaches at Little League. I mean, they're dads. And they're using a language that their coach used 30 years ago. Yep. And then the kid, by the time he gets to college, has had 5 different coaches with 5 different languages. And so we help with vocabulary. Mm-hmm. We help them read the kinematic sequence. We show them in video what we think inhibit their ability to be efficient in their swing. And so literally we're taking the guesswork out.